Welcome everyone to another video today. My name is Nicholas or Nick Greer. It doesn't matter to me, so let's get into it. And today I'm going to be talking about the worst Marvel and DC movies. So if you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. These are my thoughts and my opinions. So don't get triggered by my list. So let's get into it. So the first movie that I think is the worst, I take back what I said about Punisher 1989 being the worst Marvel movie. I'll say Fantastic Four 2015 was the worst Marvel movie of all time. If you watch the movie, you already know. We already know about that movie. So for my next worst movie, I'll say Punisher 1989. It's still the worst Marvel movie in my opinion, but no disrespect to Dolph Lundgren. For those who don't know, he played He-Man, the live action He-Man movie. I never seen the He-Man cartoon. So I do know that he played He-Man. He also was, I don't know which he was in the Rocky movie with Sylvester Stallone. He was in that movie, and I know he was in another movie. I can't think of a movie he was in. So just in case y'all didn't know who Dolph Lundgren was. My next worst Marvel movie would be Captain America 1990. The only thing they got right about that movie was Captain America being frozen in ice like he was in the comics. And the movie was just, but that didn't really save the movie at all. Red Skull looked like a chewed up airhead. If you know what airheads are, they're on those candies. And nope, Chris Evans was not the first Captain America, but Chris Evans is the best Captain America. The first Captain America dates all the way back to 1940 when Marvel went by the name of Timely Comics before Marvel changed their name to Marvel. So yeah. For my next worst Marvel movie will be Fantastic Four 1994. And that is the first live action Fantastic Four movie. But that movie was awful. The movie is on YouTube. If you're interested in watching it, just type in Fantastic Four 1994. It'll pop up and you can watch it. The thing in that movie looked terrifying. And the movie was low budget. I don't know if the movie was released in theaters, but if you watch it, you could just tell that the quality was very low. The costumes were pretty accurate, but the whole story was just a mess. So yeah, my next worst Marvel movie would be XMen Apocalypse. I didn't really like that movie. The only thing I really liked about it was Psylocke. I thought she was kind of cool, but she didn't save the movie, so the movie was just kind of crap. The Apocalypse casting, wasn't a fan of that. I honestly thought they should have made Apocalypse a lot more tankier and bulkier like he was in the comics. I wish I read the X-Men comics, but I do know that Apocalypse is a very bulky, tanky looking dude. And they just made him to this like skinny version of Apocalypse like a Apocalypse just lost weight or whatever. So yeah, movie was just garbage. And for my next worst movie would be Dark Phoenix. Honestly, the movie was just okay, but the movie was still terrible. Really, movie was kind of dull in my opinion. Now, this isn't like the first time Fox tried to pull off the Dark Phoenix saga. They pulled it off in XMen Last Stand. And honestly, the movie is not as bad as Dark Phoenix. So yeah. Maybe wondering why I didn't mention Electra, the Electra movie that came out. I honestly, when I first watched it, I honestly didn't think that was that bad. I'll probably might rewatch it to see if my opinion changed about the movie. So I didn't think that movie was bad. I don't think Blade 3 was all that bad. I don't think Dark World was all that bad to me. And I haven't watched Iron Man 3 in a while, but I'll probably rewatch that. And for the next worst movie would be Amazing Spider-Man 2. As much as I'm a fan of Spider-Man, that movie was kind of terrible. I honestly didn't think that movie was all that bad, but the Green Goblin in that movie was just what do they do? What do they do to him? And when I first watched it, I was like I did not know that was supposed to be Green Goblin at all. I'm like looking back at it and now it's just wow. Like I didn't even know that was supposed to be Green Goblin until I found out that's supposed to be Green Goblin. Like Green Goblin wasn't even green. I mean, they could have at least used Hobgoblin if they ever wanted to do that. I didn't think the casting for Electro was all that bad. To me, I think Jamie Foxx did a good job of portraying Electro. I don't know about the whole blue skin thing. I know people didn't really like that movie at all, but I didn't really think that movie was all that bad, but it was still bad, in my opinion. And I think that's pretty much it for the Marvel movies. So we're gonna be moving to the DC universe. So the first movie that I think of being the worst DC movie of all time is probably that Supergirl movie. I know I mentioned that movie before. That movie was terrible. It's a spin-off of Christopher Reeve Superman, rest in peace. And that movie was just 2 hours of junk. Like no disrespect to the actors and actresses in that movie, but whoever wrote that movie, why? Just why? Next DC movie that I think is the worst is Superman 3. Nope, rest in peace, Christopher Reeve. Rest in peace, Richard Pryor. Now that movie was just like, what's the point of that movie at all? There wasn't really anything that really stood out about that movie. The movie was just kind of lame, in my opinion. And for my next worst DC movie would be Superman Quest for Peace. I felt like that movie was just kind of lazy. They didn't really put any effort in that movie. They just threw in Nuclear Man, and then that's it, pretty much. No disrespect to the actor who played Nuclear Man. Next, worst DC movie, Catwoman. We already know about that movie. I honestly think, I mean, yeah, I honestly think Halle Berry could have pulled off being Catwoman, but I don't know who wrote that movie, and that movie just ended up being hot garbage. For the next worst DC movie will be Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. All the Batman who are not Michael Keaton back in the 90s. Val Kilmer. I honestly think Val Kilmer wasn't that bad as Batman. Now George Clooney as Batman was terrible. I mean, we already know. Even the Batman's will, even the Batman fans will admit that those movies were terrible. And I think, in my opinion, I think Michael Keaton is the best Batman in my opinion, in my book. Next is Justice League. I don't really like that movie. I didn't like the whole resurrection Superman thing. I don't know why they did it like that. It was just a mess, in my opinion. If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. Steppenwolf was alright, but like he didn't really save the movie at all. So that movie was terrible. And I think that's pretty much it for the DC side. That's pretty much it for all of my thoughts on the worst Marvel and DC movies. I don't think Blade Trinity was bad. That Daredevil movie was bad. Dark World. Captain Marvel. Iron Man 2. Probably 3. I haven't watched Iron Man 3 in a bit. And the Punisher movies, except Punisher 1989. I think Warzone was a very entertaining movie, in my opinion. I enjoyed it the most. I don't think Eric Bana as Hulk was all that bad. Hulk 2003. I don't think Fantastic Four 2005 was all that bad. I think it's the best Fantastic Four movie right now until the Fantastic Four is introduced in the MCU, which I'm kind of glad about because Marvel's first film deserves um probably they deserve another chance in my opinion because this seems like Fox doesn't know what they're doing with those characters at all. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like if you like.